Chaos, betrayal, and explosive showdowns rock Genoa City this week on YNR. The Young and the Restless is turning up the heat in one of its most explosive weeks yet. Billy's temper finally boils over when he belts Adam, igniting a feud that could destroy everything Jack's built, just as Jack gears up for the biggest battle of his life. Meanwhile, Phyllis unleashes a daring new scheme that could shake Genoa to its core, but Victor's shocking betrayal may change the game entirely. Nick's suspicions grow when he senses a secret affair brewing between Sienna and Noah, while Michael weighs a risky opportunity that could either save or ruin his future. Billy's unexpected proposal to Phyllis sends tongues wagging as Genoa City braces for yet another scandal. Amid the chaos, fans can look forward to romance and nostalgia as Danny and Christine's long-awaited wedding week is officially on the horizon. But heartbreak looms. Lily's emotional exit leaves Kane shattered as Crystal Khalil steps away for maternity leave. With revenge, romance, and shocking betrayals colliding, The Young and the Restless promises a week no fan will forget. Welcome to Celebrity Gossip 24 Hours, where the drama unfolds and the stories captivate. Join us as we delve into the intriguing world of Young and the Restless, revealing the untold tales and hidden truths behind the headlines. Explosive confrontations and dangerous deals ignite Genoa City. Billy and Adam's brawl sets off a chain reaction. Genoa City erupted in chaos as the latest Young and the Restless episode delivered a mix of raw emotion, corporate warfare, and shocking alliances that could reshape the power structure forever. Tuesday's installment opened with Adam and Billy clashing in a scene that's sure to have fans buzzing for weeks. It all began when Adam swaggered into the athletic club, ready to stir the pot. Spotting Billy at the bar, he couldn't resist throwing verbal jabs about Abbott Communications and Billy's supposed failures. Adam claimed that Sally deserved better, calling Billy dead weight, while Billy fired back that Abbott Communications would soon bury Newman Media. The back-and-forth escalated when Adam taunted him about Jill's loyalty and mocked him as the less successful Abbott brother. That was the final straw. As Chelsea walked in, Billy lost his temper and landed a punch straight to Adam's face. Chelsea quickly jumped in, scolding both men, while Adam, ever the provocateur, admitted that Billy's reaction only proved how easily he could get under his skin. Meanwhile, at the Abbott estate, Kane arrived uninvited, claiming he had a dire warning for Jack and Diane. He revealed that his artificial intelligence program had been stolen, and he suspected Victor Newman was behind it. Kane's fears? That Victor planned to use the program to sabotage Genoa. Jack's fury erupted as he realized the implications. Without control of the program, Kane couldn't activate any kill switch to protect Genoa. Jack's patience wore thin, threatening Kane with consequences if his negligence led to Genoa's downfall. Diane, ever skeptical, hinted that perhaps the thief wasn't Victor at all, but Phyllis. Jack began to wonder if she had played them all from the start. Across town, the fiery redhead herself was busy proving Diane's theory right. Phyllis paid Victor a visit at the Newman Ranch, boldly announcing that she'd stolen Kane's AI program. Victor, intrigued but cautious, challenged her motives. With her trademark confidence, Phyllis showed him proof of her claim, even displaying a chilling target screen that read, Jabo Cosmetics. Victor, amused and impressed, knew she was playing a dangerous game. Phyllis refused to reveal her full plan, but she made it clear that she expected something in return. After a moment's consideration, Victor smirked and agreed. They had a deal. Back at the club, Kane was fuming when Phyllis reappeared. He confronted her directly, demanding to know if she'd cut a deal with Victor. Phyllis deflected, pretending to be hurt that he didn't trust her. But Kane wasn't fooled. Phyllis maintained her innocence, insisting that Victor was indeed the one planning to use the program, but she painted herself as the hero trying to stop him. Kane, however, sensed that Phyllis was hiding something. Elsewhere, Chelsea and Adam's conversation took a surprising turn. Instead of justifying his actions, Adam admitted that Billy's punch was deserved. He confessed that his taunts were uncalled for and even expressed sympathy for Billy, an unexpected show of humility that left Chelsea stunned. Just as their moment of peace began, Victor called, summoning Adam to the ranch for an urgent meeting. At the Abbott mansion, tension thickened. Jack worried that Victor's next move would be catastrophic. Haunted by guilt, Jack admitted to Diane that his own ambitions to use the AI had put Jabot in jeopardy. Determined to protect his family legacy, he called for reinforcements, summoning Kyle and Billy to prepare for what he called the battle of their lives. The episode ended with a chilling twist. At the Newman Ranch, Victor gathered Adam and Chelsea to share shocking news. He revealed that Phyllis had indeed offered him Kane's AI program, and he'd accepted. However, he clarified that Phyllis's goal wasn't to take down Kane or Newman Media. Her true desire was control of Jabot. Victor's plan? To crush Jack first, then hand the company over to Phyllis as part of their sinister agreement. As the dust settles, alliances are shifting, and the lines between friend and foe are blurring fast. Billy's impulsive punch may have been the spark that ignites an all-out corporate war, while Phyllis's dangerous deal could bring both Jack and Victor to their knees. One thing is certain, Genoa City has never been more explosive. With betrayals brewing, revenge plots deepening, and a new digital weapon on the loose, The Young and the Restless is building toward one of its most electrifying showdowns yet. Today's next update. Phyllis outsmarts Victor? A dangerous game of deception unfolds in Genoa City. Things are spiraling out of control on The Young and the Restless as Phyllis Summers steps into dangerous territory, forming a deal that could either make her untouchable or destroy her entirely. This week, the fiery redhead strikes a shocking bargain with none other than Victor Newman, and it's a move that could upend every major player in Genoa City. But as fans know, when Phyllis is involved, nothing is ever as it seems. It all begins when Phyllis shows up at Victor's new ranch house, radiating confidence and mischief. She tells Victor she's got an offer he can't refuse. Her proposal? She claims to have stolen Kane Ashby's groundbreaking AI program, a piece of tech powerful enough to topple entire companies. In exchange for handing it over, Phyllis demands something huge: Jabot. Victor, intrigued by her boldness and seeing a perfect opportunity to get revenge on Jack Abbott, agrees to her terms. To him, it's a win-win. He gets to use the AI to bring Jabot to its knees, and Phyllis gets the company as her reward. Later, Victor fills in Adam and Chelsea on the secret deal, warning them not to breathe a word. He admits that Phyllis came to him after falling out with Kane, offering him the stolen AI to do her dirty work. His plan is simple: use the program to dismantle Jabot's defenses, push Jack out, and let Phyllis take over the company. He even admits that his true goal isn't to destroy Jabot, it's to destroy Jack personally. If Jabot ends up in Phyllis's hands, so be it. As far as Victor's concerned, that's poetic justice. But here's where the twist begins to unravel. Phyllis may not be the obedient partner Victor thinks she is. Fans are buzzing with speculation that she's setting him up in a high-stakes game of manipulation. The theory gaining traction? The AI isn't really targeting Jabot at all. It's targeting Newman Enterprises. Phyllis is known for her cunning mind and unmatched tech skills, and this time she might be using both to exact revenge on someone she's despised for years. She knows how Victor operates: his pride, his arrogance, and his obsession with crushing Jack. So she gives him what he wants most: the illusion that he's finally won. By feeding him false data that suggests Jabot is under attack, Phyllis keeps his attention fixed on the Abbotts while secretly turning his own empire into a ticking time bomb. There are plenty of clues pointing to Phyllis's true motives. For one, she would never truly destroy Jabot. It's too deeply connected to her daughter Summer, who runs Marchetti under its umbrella. Hurting Jabot would mean hurting her own family, and Phyllis isn't that cruel. It would also drive away her son Daniel and alienate Nick, two people she can't afford to lose again. But Victor? He's a different story. Phyllis has every reason to want payback. He's undermined her, humiliated her, and dismissed her as a meddler one too many times. Taking him down would be the ultimate revenge, a way to show that even the mustache can be played. Phyllis's plan appears to be layered with precision. She knew Kane would go straight to Jack and Diane once the AI went missing. She also knew that Victor's spies would pick up the buzz around Jabot's supposed security breach. By the time Victor sees Jack calling in reinforcements, Kyle rushing home from Los Angeles, Billy storming into the mansion, it'll only confirm the illusion that Phyllis's attack is aimed at the Abbotts. In reality, that's just the smokescreen she needs to hide what's really happening at Newman Enterprises. Remember, Kane once built a secret backdoor into the AI, allowing him to maintain control even if someone else used it. If Phyllis discovered and modified that code, she could easily manipulate Victor into thinking he's running the program, when in truth, she's the one in the driver's seat. That's classic Phyllis, turning someone else's weapon into her own. The beauty of this plot is that it fits perfectly with Phyllis's long-standing need for redemption and power. For months, she's been underestimated and dismissed by those around her. But now, she might just be the smartest person in the room. If this plan works, she'll not only humiliate Victor, but also reclaim her reputation as one of Genoa City's most dangerous players. Of course, this is Victor Newman we're talking about. If he discovers that Phyllis has been playing him, his retaliation will be swift and brutal. The question is, will Phyllis have outmaneuvered him completely before he figures it out? In the end, it's shaping up to be a thrilling chess match between two of the show's sharpest minds. Phyllis may be the queen of deception, but Victor has never been one to lose easily. Whether she's orchestrating the ultimate takedown or walking straight into a trap of her own making, one thing is certain: chaos is about to reign in Genoa City. And as this dangerous game unfolds, everyone, from Jack to Kane to Adam, will be caught in the crossfire. Today's next update: suspicion, secrets, and power plays shake Genoa City. Nick's shocking discovery and Phyllis's dangerous game. The latest episode of The Young and the Restless delivered another roller coaster of emotions, as family bonds were tested, secrets deepened, and dangerous alliances began to take shape. Wednesday's episode picked up the pace with a wave of suspicion from Nick Newman, romantic tension between Phyllis and Kane, and an escalating corporate war brewing behind the scenes. The drama began in Los Angeles, where Nick Newman was reeling from the shocking crash that left his son Noah in critical condition. With Victoria and Nikki Newman arriving at the hospital to support both Nick and Sharon, emotions ran high. While his mother and sister focused on comforting Sharon, Nick's instincts as a father, and a man who's seen too many betrayals, took over. He wasn't ready to accept that Noah's accident was just that, an accident. Determined to uncover the truth, Nick made his way back to the shadow room, where Sienna Bacall, the club's owner, seemed far too nervous for someone with nothing to hide. Sienna had already drawn attention for her connection to Noah, and Nick's gut told him there was more to the story. When he found her in conversation with Kyle Abbott, his suspicions flared. Kyle explained that he was only there to get information about Holden Novak, supposedly out of concern for Claire, but Nick wasn't buying it. After Kyle stepped aside, Nick confronted Sienna directly. What began as a polite conversation quickly turned tense. Nick pressed her for details about the night of Noah's crash and demanded to speak with her staff. Sienna, clearly flustered, claimed the staff was busy and short-handed, suggesting he come back the next day. But her evasiveness only deepened Nick's doubts. Then came the moment that shifted everything. Nick hinted that he thought Sienna and Noah might have been more than friends. Offended, Sienna reminded him that she was married, but her defensive reaction didn't help her case. Nick left the club vowing to return and get answers, while Sienna, visibly rattled, rejoined Kyle. That's when Kyle made her an offer she might not be able to refuse. He proposed to trade information about Audra Charles and Holden Novak in exchange for updates on Noah's investigation. It was a tempting deal, and Sienna seemed to consider it carefully. Meanwhile, back in Genoa City, the web of deceit continued to tighten. Kane Ashby arrived at Phyllis Summers' suite with major news. He'd warned the Abbotts about the stolen AI program and Victor Newman's possible plans to use it against them. Phyllis wasn't pleased. She accused Kane of acting behind her back, but he shot back that she'd done the same thing when she secretly met with Victor. Their verbal sparring quickly turned flirtatious. Kane called Phyllis unpredictable and dangerous, admitting that she was one of the most exasperating, yet fascinating women he'd ever met. Phyllis smirked and countered that there were worse situations to find himself in than being under her control. The tension between them was palpable, part partnership, part power struggle, and part undeniable attraction. Still, Phyllis kept her poker face. She insisted that Victor was targeting Kane this time, not the Abbotts, though Kane didn't buy it. He reminded her that Victor never limits his vengeance to one person. Phyllis brushed it off, confident that she could handle whatever the Newman patriarch threw her way. But behind that confidence, It was clear she was hiding something, and possibly manipulating Kane to keep him distracted while she advanced her own secret agenda. Over at the Abbott mansion, Jack and Billy Abbott were preparing for the storm they knew was coming. Jack updated Billy on the stolen AI software and Victor's likely involvement. The brothers agreed that waiting for Victor to make his move was too risky. They needed to strike first. For once, the two brothers were united. Billy was touched that Jack turned to him first, proving that despite their differences, the Abbott men still shared one goal: protecting their family legacy. Jack also suspected that Phyllis was involved in the growing tech war, so he asked Billy to reach out to her, not as an enemy, but as an ally. "Offer her whatever it takes," Jack urged. "If she's tangled in this, we need her on our side, not Victor's." By the end of the episode, alliances were shifting like quicksand. Nick was on the verge of uncovering a potential scandal between Sienna and his son. Kyle was making secret deals in the shadows. Phyllis was juggling two dangerous men, Kane and Victor, both of whom underestimated her. And Jack and Billy were gearing up for what could be the biggest corporate battle of their lives. As the walls close in and the truth starts to surface, one thing is clear: nobody in Genoa City is safe from betrayal. And the next move could change everything. Today's next update. Michelle Stafford's hilarious Thanksgiving rant sparks a wave of holiday spirit. The holiday season is fast approaching, but not everyone is thrilled about skipping straight from Halloween to Christmas. One person who's loudly voicing her frustration is the young and the restless star Michelle Stafford, and her recent playful outburst over Thanksgiving has fans laughing and cheering her on. Thanksgiving deserves some love. While most stores are bursting with red and green decorations, sparkling ornaments, and oversized Santas, Stafford couldn't help but notice something missing: a little love for Thanksgiving. During a recent shopping trip to a craft store, she shared her dismay with fans on Instagram. "I'm at Michael's and look at that, Christmas already," she said, panning her camera over aisles overflowing with Christmas decor. Her tone was equal parts amused and frustrated as she searched for anything related to Thanksgiving. Luckily, Stafford did stumble upon a few autumn-themed items, though most were already marked down. "Nobody cares about Thanksgiving," she declared, clearly unimpressed by the early holiday switch. The actress' playful rant continued as she modeled a turkey drumstick headband and even discovered a turkey hat, which she proudly wore while vowing, "I care about Thanksgiving. I will be celebrating." Her post quickly went viral among fans, who loved her humorous take on how Thanksgiving often gets lost between Halloween and Christmas. Many viewers chimed in, agreeing that the beloved November holiday doesn't get nearly enough attention. A real-life reminder from a soap icon. Michelle Stafford's lighthearted moment comes as a refreshing reminder to pause and appreciate gratitude, something her Y&R character, Phyllis Summers, could certainly use. While Phyllis is often fiery and unpredictable, Stafford's real-life humor shows a softer, more relatable side of the actress. Still, both Michelle and Phyllis have plenty to be thankful for this year. On screen, Phyllis recently survived a dangerous ordeal that left fans on the edge of their seats. After being held hostage with Sharon and narrowly escaping a deadly gas leak, Phyllis came out stronger and more determined than ever. Her son, Daniel, also faced turmoil after being framed for a crime he didn't commit. Fortunately, the truth came out and he was cleared of all charges, giving Phyllis another reason to count her blessings. What's ahead for Phyllis in Genoa City? Even with her recent redemption, life in Genoa City is never quiet for long. Phyllis is once again walking a fine line, especially after stealing Kane's AI program, a move that could put her in the crosshairs of several powerful rivals. While she might feel invincible for now, there's no doubt that her enemies, including Victor Newman and the Abbotts, will be waiting for her next misstep. Despite all the drama, Phyllis will likely take time this Thanksgiving to reflect on how far she's come. She may be separated from her daughter Summer, who's building a new life in Milan, but Phyllis knows her daughter is thriving, and that's something worth celebrating. A lesson in gratitude and humor. Michelle Stafford's playful rant might have started as a simple frustration about missing Thanksgiving decorations, but it's quickly turned into something bigger, a joyful reminder to slow down and savor the moments that matter. As the world rushes into the Christmas season, Stafford's words resonate. Thanksgiving is about appreciation, togetherness, and a little bit of turkey-themed fun. Whether she's playing a fierce businesswoman on The Young and the Restless or spreading holiday cheer off-screen, Michelle Stafford proves that laughter and gratitude go hand in hand. So, as Thanksgiving approaches, maybe it's time we all take a page from her book, put on a turkey hat, gather our loved ones, and remember that this season is about more than just the decorations. It's about giving thanks and having a good laugh while doing it. Today's next update. The Young and the Restless spoilers Thursday, October 30th. Michael's risky opportunity, Billy's proposal for Phyllis. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, October 30th, reveal that Michael Baldwin will get a risky opportunity, while Billy Abbott has a proposal for Phyllis Summers to consider. At Jack Abbott's urging, Billy will meet up with Phyllis to extend a proposition, one that involves giving Phyllis whatever she wants to join Team Abbott. Of course, Phyllis wants control of Jabot, so she'll know there's no way she's going to get that unless she lets Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, play dirty with the AI program first. Even if Phyllis was promised the CEO seat, she couldn't trust the Abbotts to keep their word or that she'd stay on the throne. Phyllis still holds a grudge over the last time she was forced out, so she presumably won't be interested in putting herself in a position where that could happen again. That said, Phyllis and Billy will at least have an exchange of information on Thursday's Y&R episode. Although Phyllis might claim Victor's going after Arabesque and not Jabot, Billy surely won't believe that for a second. There's no universe in which Victor would pass up a chance to target Jack, so Billy may feel confident Phyllis is involved in the theft and trying to throw him off track. As for Jack, he'll get ready for the rocky road ahead. Jack will plan to do whatever it takes to protect his family's company and keep Victor from wreaking havoc, but it's out of his hands at this point. Kane Ashby's program is a serious threat and could make major trouble at Jabot the moment Victor unleashes it. Jack will do everything he can to be prepared, but some corporate chaos is still on the way. Meanwhile, Victor will summon Michael for a meeting and make an offer he hopes will be too good to refuse. It turns out Victor will be willing to give Michael another chance, so their friendship could be repaired if Michael plays his cards right. However, Victor is the kind of person who requires total loyalty. Between that fact and the plot that's brewing against the Abbotts, Michael is bound to have some serious reservations about all this. Plus, Michael will know that by getting in too deep with Victor, he could infuriate Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Tracy E. Bregman, once more. Since Michael has already been on thin ice with Lauren, he may worry about pushing her away for good this time. Today's next update. Young and the Restless save the date, Danny and Christine's wedding week revealed. Two iconic Y&R lovebirds are ready to say I do again, and the celebration promises nostalgia, romance, and plenty of drama. In the November 21st and November 24th episodes of The Young and the Restless, Danny and Christine take their love story back to the altar more than 3 decades after their first wedding. Fans have watched this couple reconnect, heal old wounds, and rediscover what made them fall in love in the first place, and now the big day is officially set. Key takeaways. Danny and Christine's wedding airs on Friday, November 21st, and Monday, November 24th. Their first marriage took place in Hawaii on November 16, 1990. Viewers helped choose Christine's wedding dress for the big event. Trisha Cast and Patty Weaver return for the celebration. Phyllis could still stir up trouble before the couple says, I do. The Young and the Restless Danny and Cricket wedding save the date. A love story decades in the making. Danny and Christine have always been one of Genoa City's most beloved couples. Their love story first led them down the aisle in Maui in 1990, a beautiful destination wedding that fans still talk about. Although the marriage ended years later, their connection never truly disappeared. After reuniting in 2023, that familiar spark turned into something deeper. On July 10, 2025, Danny proposed again, delivering one of the most heartwarming soap moments of the year to viewers. Christine didn't hesitate, she said yes, and fans have been counting down ever since. A wedding built for the fans. Y&R has embraced the nostalgia surrounding Danny and Christine's love story. The show invited viewers to vote on 3 stunning gown choices, allowing fans to help select what Christine will wear as she becomes Mrs. Danny Romalotti once again. It's a fitting tribute for a pairing that has stood the test of time and carried so many fans through years of emotional storyline twists. And what's a wedding without the people who know them best? Trisha Cast returns as Nina, Christine's longtime confidant, along with Patty Weaver as Danny's fiercely loyal sister, Gina. Both women were there the first time these two exchanged vows, and they'll be there again, cheering them on. Will Phyllis keep her distance? Of course, it wouldn't be a soap wedding week without a dash of chaos. Phyllis already stirred up tension at the joint bachelor and bachelorette party. Will she let Danny and Christine have their happiness, or is she planning one last shocking move before the couple makes it official? All eyes are on Genoa City as this iconic romance gets its next chapter, and fans won't want to miss a single moment. Today's next update. The Young and the Restless spoilers. 5 revenge plays against Phyllis for Jabot takeover? The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that 5 revenge plays against Phyllis Summers could be brewing. Jabot's conniving new CEO may pay the price for her latest scheme, so let's talk about the biggest threats that could rise up against Phyllis. Phyllis is willing to hand over the stolen AI program to Victor Newman, who wants to crush Jack Abbott. Victor doesn't have to demolish Jabot to make that happen, so Phyllis wants him to hand over control in the end. Now that the deal's moving forward as of YNR's October 28th episode, we should mull over the consequences Phyllis might face. Phyllis may think she can handle the backlash after a bold move like this, but she may find herself facing these 5 revenge problems. 1. Jack strikes back. For starters, Jack could strike back in a big way if Victor successfully takes over Jabot and surrenders control to Phyllis. Assuming that Phyllis takes the CEO spot herself and does all her usual gloating, Jack may make it his mission to sink Phyllis for her wicked scheme. 2. Diane goes after Phyllis as rivalry reignites. Next, Diane Jenkins Abbott's rivalry with Phyllis could blow up all over again. Phyllis will enrage Diane with this plot and reignite their feud, so you can bet Diane will be coming for her. 3. Kane's vengeance hits hard. Of course, Kane Ashby won't be happy once he gets proof that Phyllis schemed for her own personal gain. Phyllis tried to make Kane believe she was somebody he could trust, but she's only looking out for number 1. Kane already made it clear that revenge would be looming if he found out Phyllis was a backstabber. Phyllis will inevitably face Kane's vengeance, so she'd better be ready for it. 4. Summer's furious response. We can't forget about Phyllis's children since they're going to be outraged over her actions, too. Summer Newman will no doubt have a furious response and might go as far as walking away from Marchetti after Phyllis pulls the stunt. 5. Daniel's anger erupts. Daniel Romalotti Jr. will be just as irritated over Phyllis causing more trouble. Although Phyllis may push Daniel to join her as COO or even offer him the top spot at the company, Daniel may insist Jabot belongs to Abbott's and shut Phyllis out of his life until she makes it right. Bottom line, until Phyllis gives up the control she's planning to steal, she's going to face blowback from her kids and multiple enemies. If Victor actually keeps his word and helps Phyllis rise to Jabot power, she's going to pay a steep price for it. Today's next update. Has Adam really changed on Young and the Restless? As they say, actions speak louder than words. So let's see if Adam Newman changed like he says he has. On The Young and the Restless, October 28th, Billy punched out Adam, who got snarky with him. However, he claims that he's a changed man these days. But is he right? Key takeaways. Adam taunted Billy. Billy lost his temper and punched Adam. Despite getting punched out, Adam feels that he's changed. Adam had it coming. Adam hasn't dropped his feud with Billy. He couldn't resist. Adam had to push his buttons on Tuesday's episode. The two were at the bar at GCAC. Adam wanted to know whether Billy dropped Abbott Communications. Billy said he gave the CEO position to Sally. But Adam wondered whether he made Sally CEO because Billy couldn't handle the job. Plus, she deserves better than being tied to Billy. Adam got cocky as he declared that Abbott Communications would fail since it couldn't stand up to Newman Media, the top company in Genoa City. Then, he noted that Jill has more faith in Kane than her biological son. Billy warned Adam to keep Jill's name out of his mouth. But that didn't stop Adam. He told Billy to leave town so that no one would get secondhand embarrassment from his latest failure. Billy lost his cool and punched Adam in the jaw. Chelsea walked in too and wondered what was going on. But thanks to Chelsea, Adam didn't poke the bear any further. Has he changed? Billy believed the punch was payback. In his conversation with Chelsea, Adam admitted that he deserved it. He admitted that he enjoyed prodding Billy. Also, there was something else even more shocking. Adam felt sorry for Billy. He thinks Billy is getting the short end of the stick. Chelsea was proud of Adam for admitting his faults. He also empathized with his fellow rival. This proved that he has changed for the better. Adam credited Chelsea for helping him change. However, he might not have changed after all. The Newman Media CEO still took things too far with Billy. He also made jabs at Abbott Communications for a good reason. He knows that it's being fully run by Sally. As a result, Adam was making jabs at Sally, not Billy, because he couldn't let it go. Adam wouldn't dare say those words in front of Sally. He's using Billy as a punching bag, and it's he who got sucker punched. Adam hasn't necessarily been redeemed. He still has a lot of work to do, despite admitting his faults. Today's next update. The Young and the Restless. Lily's heartbreaking exit. Kane devastation follows Crystal Khalil maternity leave. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Lily Winter's heartbreaking exit will ultimately be revealed. Kane Ashby's devastation will follow once Crystal Khalil's maternity leave begins, so let's talk about what's in store. Since Khalil is expecting her third child and is pretty far along based on the size of her baby bump, it's time to start thinking about an exit strategy for her character. Lily will obviously need one due to Khalil's maternity leave. With that in mind, we should consider some possibilities for how Lily might depart the canvas. There are multiple ways to write Lily out depending on how much drama Y&R wants to deliver. The twins have struggled to cope with the news that Kane lived a double life and concealed his Aristotle Dumas identity for 6 years. Since Charlie Ashby and Maddie Ashby could use some extra support, Lily might have an extended visit with one twin and then the other. The three of them could even spend some quality time together out of town. That could be a simple explanation to keep Lily off-screen for a while, but it would devastate Kane to know his family was off bonding without him, especially since he's the reason for the twins' pain. Then again, it's also possible some part of Kane's past as Aristotle Dumas could come back to haunt him. If Dumas has enemies that could cause vengeful trouble, they could easily target Lily. We could imagine some kidnapping scenario if Y&R wants to take a more dramatic route for Lily's exit. Kane would be even more devastated in that situation since he'd be the reason for the danger. Of course, the show could have another departure strategy coming up instead. No matter how Lily's exit plays out, Kane is sure to be heartbroken over being separated from his true love. This will delay Kane and Lily's reunion storyline, but it'll hopefully make it even more satisfying when they find their way back to each other down the road. Lily and Kane will inevitably get back together at some point, but it'll apparently have to wait until Crystal Khalil's maternity leave wraps up. Kane has more work to do before he can even think about winning Lily over anyway. For more of the latest updates and behind-the-scenes secrets from Young and the Restless, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell. Stay in the know with every new release.